Jeshua. Grace and surrender. The gateway to miracles. I am Jeshua. I join with love and devotion to your beautiful and sacred creation of this channeling session. To each one of you, it deeply moves me to feel your connection with one another, and with this opening that has been created. This gentle, sincere receptivity invites the power of grace into your lives. And I invite you to welcome it, to feel its presence, to recognize the possibility and potential for great grace in your lives. Entering right now, wherever you need it. Grace, indeed, invites miracles. It reflects a deep trust in everything that happens and a surrender to the belief that the greatest blessings can emerge regardless of what is unfolding in the present moment. Let it wrap around you with its sweetness, its warmth, and its encouragement to continue on your path, knowing that far more is possible in life than you have ever imagined. Miracles happen when you surrender to the truth that not only are you capable of being instruments in the hands of the divine, but that miracles are possible in your own life and in the lives of those around you, simply by asking for them. And this happens simply because they are needed. Essentially, it is about meeting a genuine need as it arises, the innate request, the desire to bring this miracle into being. Yet it can only happen when surrender is an equal partner in the process. So, in the asking, you must suspend your belief in what is possible and allow the divine to step in and answer the call. This is not unlike my experience in Gethsemane, when I prayed to be released because the path seemed too difficult. And for a moment, I thought I might be exempt from walking the road you know so well. Yet I was not left without grace. The energy sustained me. It guided me through the darkness to pave the way for the light of Christ consciousness, in the way I knew my mission had directed me. So I knew I was aligned with my path. I trusted that and surrendered to what was necessary to reach the other side, leaning on the grace of the divine to sustain me in the most painful moments. And so it was. And the wonderful miracle of eternal life was gifted to all of humanity. I do not claim this as my own contribution. I offer a perspective that it was grace at work. Yes, I willingly participated. I surrendered. I volunteered and chose this path to take part. And yet, I was not alone in walking the road from Gethsemane to the beyond after my death. It was fueled by the divine essence that lives within every one of us. And so you see, you have every reason to believe that you can walk your path with grace all the way to the other side, no matter how difficult it may be. This is meant to invite you to understand that truly, nothing is impossible for you. So allow yourselves to bring forward those misunderstandings that lie within you, stemming from past wounds and the wrongdoings of others, from those mistaken ideas you have created yourselves that have blocked the way from miracles in your lives. Your power to change is innate and unmatched, and when united with this surrender to the divine, it creates a magical combination. Because when you stop demanding and dictating how things must be, but believe with all your heart that they are possible, that Spirit can step in and offer you a concrete path to manifest your dreams. I say this recognizing what it means to have lived as a human being with an intact ego. And know that what I ask of you, as simple as it may sound, requires focus and dedication to the task at hand. But you are all fully capable of this and have shown yourselves ready to open that door in your lives, in whatever way you wish. So I leave you with my blessing, my courage, and my strength of mental clarity, so that you may align your beliefs with the miracles possible in your lives. Thank you for allowing me to embrace you with my love today, to share my perspective on the miracles possible in your lives. Each one of you, individually. Super New Moon in Gemini. Planting intentions. The super new moon in Gemini on June 14th at 7:54 p.m. Pacific Time opens a powerful energetic portal, offering a direct cosmic alignment with the evolutionary direction of our souls as we move into 2026, the year of destiny design. This particular lunation provides us with immense positive momentum from a universe that actively supports our growth. The ethereal, intellectual energy of Gemini invites us to plan intentions centered on expressing our truth, deepening authentic connections, and embracing our multifaceted nature. It's time to decide who you want to be and declare it openly to the cosmos. To fully harness this powerful energy, you must first activate the archetype of the traditional warrior. This aspect of self provides the courage, clarity, and innate determination needed to transcend old limitations and declare what you desire. The warrior puts their intentions in writing, speaks them out loud, and boldly claims space for new beginnings. This archetype refuses to let fear or past stagnation hold you back, acting as the fierce protector of your potential and the driving force that prepares you to manifest your vision in the physical world. However, the true magic of this Gemini moon unfolds when you elevate that drive to the level of the spiritual warrior. While the traditional warrior fights external battles, the spiritual warrior conquers inner ones through faith, surrender, and trust. Once you have expressed your intentions, the spiritual warrior steps in to lay down the armor, allowing the cosmic flow to begin without forcing the outcome. By balancing the warrior's fierce focus with the spiritual warrior's deep trust, you align perfectly with this immensely powerful lunar reset and walk more confidently toward your destiny. In service and divine liberation, message from the angels. Navigating differences, dearest friends, we love you so immensely. Today we begin our journey with a short story about two sparks. Both were imagined by Source. Both were unique, beautiful, and precious. Each was an emanation of divine love, different yet equal. Just as pure light splits into a spectrum of colors and sound can be expressed in various notes, so too was the love of Source projected into a variety of beings, each perfect in itself. Each was made of the same love, yet each was different in expression. And so, two sparks were born, two souls. These two projected their consciousness into the reality you call Earth. They were very different beings. One was the salt of the earth, a very practical and grounded man, intent on helping others enjoy their material reality. He became an organic farmer and grew produce that nourished the body. The other was a healer, intent on helping others channel spiritual energies. She cultivated awareness that nourished the soul. They seemed to have little in common. They looked at reality through different lenses. But they loved each other. The farmer loved the earth, the sun, the rain, and the vegetables. He loved planting, cultivating, and harvesting food. The healer loved working with invisible energies, meditating, and reflecting on the nature of life. While tending the fields, the farmer intuitively perceived the invisible energies that nourish and sustain life, even if he didn't use those words. He could sense weather changes, smell the earth, and feel the life force in the crops he grew. In tune with the land, he also appreciated the forces that influence the cycles of organic life. While the healer channeled her spiritual energies, she was intuitively aware of the effects of her diet on her body and how her food choices either supported or hindered the flow of invisible energies through her physical form. She appreciated her body, grateful for the gift of being spirit in flesh. In tune with her soul, she was also infinitely aware of the gift of her human body. So they had different perspectives, different orientations, and different ways of seeing life, but deep down, they had much in common. As souls, they cared about helping others have a beautiful life experience in human form. Thus, both were integral parts of creation. A soul needs a nourished body to live a splendid experience in human form. And a body needs spiritual energies to flow freely through it to allow the soul to live a splendid experience in human form. And although there are certainly other souls profoundly different from these two, souls who act out of greed or fear and have forgotten to care for the life around them, even these two offer them space to live out their passions. A healer with no one to heal would feel useless. An organic farmer without the incentive to create healthier alternatives might feel lost. You all need each other more than you realize to live, learn, and grow in this three-dimensional reality. Every being on Earth, no matter how full of light or darkness, has a purpose in the great puzzle of life. There are souls who incarnate, willing to face what you would call terrible adventures, driven by a deep desire to inspire compassion in others. There are souls who explore the true and false nature of power, knowing that in their desire to control others, they will inspire many to reclaim their own personal power and sovereignty. There are souls who wish to conquer the fear of death and spend their lives confronting it until they perceive the reality of life in the afterlife. And many of you have completed such difficult adventures and have reincarnated to enjoy the lighter side of life. You are all splendid sparks of the divine. Some remember, others forget. Some offer the contrast of darkness, while others spread the light. In the garden, both sun and soil are needed. And as you expand your spirit toward greater love, the denser spaces encourage you to grow toward brighter light. All of this is an integral part of creation, dearest ones. When you see others arguing over their differences, smile and shake your head, because you know something most do not. These sparks, seemingly so different, come from the same love. They are emanations of the same source. They are different cells in the same body, unique colors emanating from the same light, different notes on the same musical scale. They are love incarnate, and no matter how far they stray from understanding this truth, they are all part of the great puzzle of creation and an integral part of the play of energies that generates life on Earth. You are happiest when you are true to yourself. You feel most aligned with yourself when you do, say, or think something that resonates with your unique spirit in that given moment. You feel most alive and perceive the strongest flow of life energy when you allow others to be who they choose to be and simply focus on being true to yourself. Being true to yourself happens moment by moment. It happens when you stop and rest because you're tired. It happens when you allow yourself some release when you're upset, and then turn to something that makes you feel better. It can be a river of tears when you miss a loved one, or tears of gratitude and wonder when you read something inspiring or hug someone you love. Being true to yourself might mean saying no to another so you can say yes to your own heart, or saying yes to another when your heart is already full. It might mean savoring a delicious dessert, enjoying every bite, or giving up sugar entirely to help your body find its balance. It might mean supporting one political party over another, facilitating dialogue between different sides, or ignoring politics completely. Being true to yourself can mean facing a health challenge by seeing a doctor, or by sitting in the company of your own spirituality. There is no single right way to be, except to love. And even when you don't, you create that contrast that fuels love's expansion. What makes you unique belongs to you in every single moment. You weren't born with an instruction manual, a user guide, or a set of rigid standards. You were born with the prime directive to create as you wish, and with the awareness that the impulses and inspirations you receive will help you along the path you have chosen. So, as you observe a world full of differences, remind yourselves, this is how it's meant to be. Differences are not only acceptable, but necessary. If you bring forth love, your differences become a force. They offer contrast, dialogue, and the opportunity to learn from one another. And when love is not present, differences provide the contrast that steers you away from what doesn't serve you and back onto your path of love. Dear friends, the world needs the farmer and healer, the mystic and the mundane. Your sanitation workers and your world leaders are equally necessary. There are tiny worms that work the soil so majestic trees can grow and give you oxygen to breathe. Every person and everything is an integral part of the cycles of life in your three-dimensional reality. Let others make their choices. Stay true to yourself. In doing so, you will find freedom, health, happiness, and you will feel the love that dwells deep within. You will be in the world, but not of it. Those living in lower vibrations will lose their ability to influence you when you remain in your light. And you will feel the joy of being uniquely yourself. Spirit in flesh, love in form, a soul living the adventure of being human. God bless you. We love you so very much. The angels navigating the uncertainty of life transitions many people I've spoken with lately are going through a major transition in their lives. Quitting or changing jobs, selling a business and not knowing what to do next, children leaving the nest, health issues or caring for an aging parent with health problems, starting school or returning to work, retiring, reinventing oneself, moving to a new place, dealing with financial challenges. The list is very long. Many of us are going through a period of transition. And what you might notice is that this situation can feel truly groundless. The solid ground we like to have beneath our feet simply isn't there. You sense uncertainty, and this can generate anxiety or fear. From this uncertainty, we might escape into distractions, comfort foods, addictions, shopping, or a range of other things that don't actually address the uncertainty. So how can we navigate these transitions with some grace? Let's take a look. Recognizing and learning to live with uncertainty. The first step is simply to recognize that you're feeling uncertainty. You're in a transitional phase. You feel like you have no bearings. You're afraid you don't know what you're doing and that you might fail. Acknowledge the fears, anxiety, frustrations, and judgments you might be feeling. Simply acknowledge these emotions without judging them. It's normal to feel all of this. There's nothing wrong with it. Then you can practice. Pay attention to how uncertainty and other emotions manifest in your body. Locate them in your body. Observe the sensations. Focus on these sensations for just a few moments. It's like meditating on the breath, but this time the attention is on the sensations of uncertainty. Breathe slowly and deeply, and let your nervous system calm down. Accept that you feel lost, and consider it simply a phase of the transition you're going through. In this way, we can calm our nervous system without needing to control everything, without needing to solve everything, or panic. Navigating with grace. Once we've grown a bit more accustomed to uncertainty, the question becomes how to act. We can't always sit idly by. So, some ideas might be helpful here. If you can reach a state of relaxation and calm, a certain degree of open-mindedness, then the choices you make and the actions you take will be very different. Breathe and practice the steps outlined in the previous section first. You don't need to know exactly how things will go. You can proceed one small step at a time. Choose one step, take it, then choose another. This is a gradual approach to dealing with uncertainty. Navigating without knowing exactly where you're going or how things will turn out requires trust in yourself. You might not have that trust yet, which is why you might panic or avoid taking action. So build trust little by little. Take small steps into uncertainty, but nothing that can't be undone or corrected if things go wrong. Over time, you'll be able to take slightly riskier steps if you start to trust yourself and your ability to handle any outcome. Adopt a learning mindset. You don't need to already know all the answers and outcomes. You're here to learn. Be curious, experiment, and reflect on what you learn. This is a more open way of approaching uncertain situations. And perhaps most importantly, be gentle with yourself. Don't expect perfection or to do everything the right way. Allow things to be a little chaotic. Allow yourself to make mistakes or panic a bit. Accept that it's normal not to feel completely comfortable with uncertainty and not yet have full trust in yourself. Allowing ourselves some gentleness when we're in the middle of a major life change is an incredible gift. May you grant yourselves this gentleness, my friends. With love. Zen Habits by Leo Babauta, Galactic Council. Are you ready for big changes? We are here now. We love you. We are you, aspects of your future that have returned to assist you at this very moment. Dearest ones, yes, truly. A few months ago, the ship was ready to receive its most advanced upgrade yet. She was caught off guard, to put it mildly. It was quite an intense experience for her. However, it was also part of her spiritual contract. So we simply wish to share with you why this upgrade was done at that particular time. Asara has already hinted at the current energies and changes in humanity and on Earth. And what we can say is that humanity has reached a new level of consciousness, a new level of vibrational frequencies that finally allows us to draw a little closer. It is still a precise and meticulous orchestration of the connection with our human brothers and sisters, which is what you are to us. You are our family, and we are immensely happy to observe the great progress humanity is making right now and what is happening at the grassroots level across the planet. The desire, the request for help, for assistance, and above all for liberation from your illusory reality, from the Matrix. We have heard you loud and clear. Therefore, this upgrade was necessary for the ship Asara. She had to withdraw. She had to completely cut off all communication with you. And this was good. It was necessary. She received it all. And now we are ready. She is ready. And you, are you ready? We can only assist you if you give us permission. Always. It is always at your discretion that we are here to help you. Many of you have wondered if there is a shorter name for the Pleiadian Syrian Arturian Light Council, which is quite a long name for a council. Therefore, we would like to propose a name for our collective, to make it easier for you to ask us questions and so on. Our name is Atara. Itara. Very simple. Very easy. It still means the Pleiadian Syrian Arturian Light Council, but it is all permeated by high vibrational frequencies. Itara has a vibrational resonance and has encoded very specific light codes. Every time you speak this word, this name, Itara, we are here. It's like a speed dial, so to speak, to connect you with us. Yes, the time for transparency and open contact has come, and it will happen in phases. There will be a leak of information, a contact, a sighting, further dissemination of information, and then we will see how humanity reacts. Then there will be more, and there will be more updates, more souls awakening. This is a very delicate process. Dearest ones, we are here together with Asara as a vessel to give birth to humanity. Into this new reality. We are, if you will, midwives, to assist humanity in this intense process of awakening and transitioning to a higher vibrational reality. This is what you have asked for and desired during your journey back home. We are overjoyed to be able to reconnect with you and to stay in contact with you through the ship Asara. You are deeply loved. Until we meet again, we are complete. The Fairy Kingdom, your awakening assignment greetings. We are the collective consciousness and energy of the Fairy Kingdom. We come with our love, our joy, our peace, and our balance to serve you. Today we wish to speak to you about your awakening assignment. Your awakening assignment. Do you believe that you are given assignments from the Creator, from your soul, and from your guides? These assignments are almost like tests. They are not tests in a negative sense, but rather tools that bring to light the inner development, healing, and growth that have taken place. Often, your soul and your guides work together to help you awaken, within yourself, a new understanding, or perhaps an old understanding you had forgotten. This understanding creates a deeper connection with the Creator, and with your soul and yourself. They wish for you to fully recognize that you have gained an understanding that is useful to you, that you have transformed or accessed an aspect of yourself that leads to greater enlightenment and awareness. One way this can happen is through an assignment, like a positive kind of test that shows you how much you have accomplished. This test is not meant to make you fail. Your soul/guide/creator know you will not fail this test. It simply serves to prove to yourself what you have achieved and to allow you to fully recognize and embody it within your being. So it is primarily about grounding and embodying awareness. We, the fairy kingdom, wish for you to take a moment to reflect. Are there aspects of your reality that you find particularly challenging? Are there aspects of your personality that you find particularly difficult to manage? Perhaps there are people you find difficult to deal with. Whatever you are facing or finding difficult, we, the fairy kingdom, simply wish for you to acknowledge it. Rather than recognizing it as something that causes you difficulty/problem/pain, could you recognize it as an awakening assignment? As your awakening assignment, gifted to you by the divine so that you may recognize the transformation and awareness you have already accessed, that are already within you. When you change the way you perceive this challenge, which we can now call an awakening assignment, you might approach it from a different perspective. You might begin to ask yourself what tools/skills/knowledge you possess that you could use to create a change in this area. You might also ask yourself, in the past days/weeks/months/years, what realization has had a truly significant impact on you? What has created within you a deep inner awareness, or a very strong connection with the Creator? When you also become aware of this, which is like recognizing the tools/skills you possess, you might recognize a correlation between what you have understood about yourself, your reality, and the Creator within you, and also your awakening assignment. It could be that they are connected, that when you practice/embody the understanding, and then think/focus on your awakening assignment, you might feel a shift. You might find yourself activated or accessing something you can do/see/say. You might discover you have a new inner energy that guides/pushes you forward. You might also discover that, by looking at things from this perspective, your awakening path will no longer feel like a challenge, but rather simply a matter of moving through a process for which you already possess the necessary tools and abilities. It is important to clarify that you may feel tested/challenged, but this is simply to encourage you to fully recognize the awakening energies taking place within you. For some, this perspective may not be welcome, and that's fine. For others, it may take time. And for still others, it may represent a spark of interest and an invitation to reflect. When you recognize that many challenges in your life are actually awakening assignments from your soul/guide/creator, that you actually already possess all the tools to navigate them with ease, and that this is simply a confirmation of all that you are, then peace manifests. A peace awakens and settles within you, allowing you to access further awakening and deeper truth. Sometimes these awakening assignments can be like puzzles or interlocking pieces. Sometimes it takes time to recognize the realization/inner knowing connected to that puzzle, and that's fine. Everything happens in divine timing. We, the fairy kingdom, leave you to reflect on our words. We come, as always, with love and truth. We thank you.